to do.
You testified earlier that you have never made political contributions. Is that correct?
Well, I was a judge. I did not make.
How about before you were a judge?
I'm sorry?
Before you were a judge?
I think maybe 40 years ago I made a political contribution.
To whom?
Well, it's public knowledge. I made a contribution to the Mondale campaign.
Okay, and if Mr. Mondale had come before you as a party, would you have recused yourself or would you have heard the case?
And I know now that for the 14th time you're trying to ask me a case.
No, I'm not. I'm asking you about your own campaign contribution.
No, you're not. You're asking me to comment on the judge in the case under a different jurisdiction.
No, I'm not. I'm asking you about your own political contribution that you just said you made. If Mr. Mondale, who you donated to, had come before you as a party, would you have recused yourself, yes or no?
If 10 years later, or 20 years later, when I became a judge, it would have not made any difference. Judges put aside their political views, their personal views. Every justice of the Supreme Court has testified.
Mr. Garland, you testified that you don't regret picking Jack Smith. Do you regret picking Robert Hur as a special counsel?
I don't regret. No.
And you testified that he has a long and distinguished career as a prosecutor. Rather, you said that when you appointed him. Do you stand by that?
That's a fact.
And you do not dispute his conclusion that President Biden willfully retained classified information. Is that correct?
Well, that wasn't his conclusion. He said there was evidence, but that the evidence did not warrant going forward.
I yield back.